Hey everyone, Jeremy here. It is Thursday night and we're going to create some art. It's going to be awesome. It is Thursday night. We're heading into a weekend, which is really cool. I thought I'd do some artwork with you guys first. Um, let's see, shout out to kids who's already in the room. Anybody else who wants to show up, great. We can chat while we're drawing. So what are we working on tonight? That's a great question. Oh, because the Ken's in here as well. So I've been digging this art style that I've been working with lately, where I do like a watercolor picture as like an underlayer, and then I draw over it in soft pastels. And I've been doing a couple of different animals. I'm probably going to try to draw like a person portrait in the near future, but I kind of wanted to stick with animals for a little while just to see how it goes and see if I can kind of like get more comfortable with this style. Like not, I don't have any aspirations of mastering it or anything like that. I just thought, it'd be kind of cool to get more comfortable with it so that I don't feel intimidated by it, things like that. So I went looking for like another dog to do, and I was like, well, what are the popular dogs out there? And I was surprised to find that French Bulldogs are actually the most popular dogs, according to the American Kennel Club, the AKC registry. They say that for some reason French Bulldogs are the most popular. Now I think they're adorable. They're not what I would pick. I would pick like maybe a Golden Retriever or something like that, which did hold the top spot in the past. But currently, and for 2 years running, I think French Bulldogs are number one. So that's what I'm going to draw. If that's cool with you guys, let's jump right in. Let's see, I've already kind of got the underlayer done. As you can see, it's a big old mess, but hey, so is the other picture. So the idea is like we start with the big old mess and see if we can get like a really cool picture out of it, and see how that goes. Oh, cool, Ryan and Jamie say hi. Those are friends of mine in real life, so is Kevin. So shout out to Kevin. We got Emily in here, that's awesome. I'm just gonna start drawing. So usually when I start with these things, again, it is a big old mess, so I kind of have to feel my way out and around and just kind of figure out where I kind of want things. I know that I do want kind of like the eyes up here. Obviously, they're kind of already marked out, but I need to define that a little bit more so that I don't get lost. So I'm going to explain what I'm doing as I go along. You guys know how this goes, but feel free to drag me off into another topic because it is Thursday night. It's practically the weekend. So if you guys want to chat about something, you guys let me know. Hey, Kinsley loves puppies. Yeah, Frenchie. So like, I've never had a Frenchie. I've never drawn one. Like a kid pointed out, like she doesn't think I ever drew one. I don't think I've ever drawn one either. I kind of stick with like, I don't know, like floppy dogs. Like dogs that have like floppy ears and just like tongues like lolling out and stuff like that. I guess you can probably say that one of these dogs is like that, but I don't know. I'm not I'm not that into French bulldogs myself, but I haven't really given them a try either. They may be adorable dogs. I mean, they look adorable. I'm sure they're super friendly too. But that's what the AKC says is the most popular dog out there. Hey, Ruffy, Ruffies? Yeah, Ruffies. Sorry. If I ever mispronounce anybody's name, I'm sorry. I suck at names. So feel free to call me out on it. I will not be upset. Yeah. All right. So I'm thinking that's where that eye starts. All right. I think that's where that's going to be. I want to kind of figure out where the nose was going to be so I don't lose it. The problem is when you like you can start with a sketch, but then when you come back with the watercolor, you quickly lose that, especially if you're using like darker colors like I am here. Um, I I didn't know what real like what colors I wanted to use really, and it's kind of arbitrary. You can use whatever colors you want it to kind of look like the dog a little bit. So this one's kind of like a lighter dog. So we got some oranges in here. We got some light browns and stuff. Um, but beyond that, you know, you're not like you're not like stuck with any particular color. I threw in some purple here. Why not, right? Purple looks good with oranges and blue, so I decided to do that. Maybe I'm offending somebody's like artistic sensibilities, using the wrong colors or whatever, but I never bother myself with those kind of things. I've drawn just to to try to do it. I've drawn several animals where they're just like rainbow colors and stuff like that, just to kind of demonstrate to myself that as long as you got the right shapes and you got the right values and stuff like that, it really doesn't matter what colors you use. It still look perfectly fine. Um, so I am not stressed about the colors so much. I'm more concerned about making sure that the dog looks like not even realistic, just like passable as a dog, you know. I want it to not look like a cat. That's probably a good idea. No, I don't want it to look like a horse. Actually, if a dog looked like a horse, that would be cool. I should I've seen other people do this. I should do one of those like cross breed things where you take a one dog like a dog and give it like cat features or vice versa or something. That'd be kind of fun. So hopefully you guys are oh, it's so good already. Thanks, Kinsley. You're very generous. This does not look good yet, but I appreciate it. I'm glad you think so, because if you think that it looks good already, then you know I don't feel like I have a lot of pressure on me to pull it together. I think it'll work out. I think it'll be fine. Um, I have kind of like this philosophy that seems to hold up. As long as you get the eyes right, you're all good. As long as the eyes are right, everything else can be kind of like not phoned in, but can be kind of like abstract and not make much sense. I've gotten cabin fever lately. Like it snowed so much and it's been so cold that I haven't really wanted to go out. So I kind of have cabin fever. I'm gonna go out somewhere this weekend. I haven't decided where. Um, I think I might go like the gallery hop that I usually go to. That was recently, but that's not going on this weekend. But I think I might go to a couple of galleries anyway, just to see what's up, see what they're showing. Um, I always like to do that for inspiration. If not that, then like a museum. Um, I live near Cincinnati, Ohio, and they have a really good art museum up there. They have a couple of good ones in Kentucky as well, like the Speed Museum out in Louisville. I've never been there, but I hear it's really good. Maybe I'll go out there at some point. Thing about the Speed Museum is I think it costs some money. The one in Cincinnati is like completely free. But I've been just kind of like cabin fever, like holed up inside the house and stuff, and I need to go out and do something this weekend. Yeah, because the can hasn't been in here in a while. BIC. It's nice to see. It's nice to see new faces. See some of the faces that have been here before. You guys are cool. Anybody got any crazy plans for the weekend? Like I said, I think I may go to an art gallery or I may go to an art museum. I don't know which, but I need some inspiration. I need to get out of the house. Sometimes I just like going to like old antique stores and stuff. Sometimes they have like art there. Thrift stores have art. Yeah, like a lot of times nowadays, it's just printed stuff. But in the past, like they've had stuff that it's kind of fun to look at. I like going to thrift stores, foraging for art because I always um I always think that I'm gonna buy some and then like bring it home and do something with it, right? So like there's this thing called repurposed art. That's where you go off and you find an old picture and then you kind of like send it in a different direction. So, for example, I've seen where people have bought like this woodland scene. It's all like nice and pretty. You're out in the woods. You got these ducks in a pond and stuff, and then they'll paint in like the duck from Duck Hunt, uh, and kind of like modernize it, or they'll have like you know there was this really sweet one where there's like this little girl, she's got a bouquet of flowers and a little dog there, and then they transformed it into she's got blood all over her hands, the basket has like severed heads in it, and the dog looks like some like little demon dog or something like that, little like basically they took that very sweet picture and turned it into like a horror show. I thought that was kind of cool. Yeah, I am ready for spring, kid. Seriously, super ready. Yeah, I'm over this weather. It's always fun when it first starts. Like you look out and you see the snow on the ground and you're like, oh, nice. I'm gonna go sledding or something like that. And then like a week or two goes by. I mean, it's been like 3 weeks that snow's been out there. I'm ready for it to melt. Just like one warm day, melt all the snow. Let me go out and smell fresh air. That'd be great. Artists need to go out. You got to go out and experience the world so that you can come back and try to like copy it or be inspired by it at least. These dogs have these weird noses. They're just kind of like, you know, I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to do this nose several times before I'm happy with it, but we'll see what happens. I'm still trying to figure out where everything is, so don't um don't get upset if it takes a while. I don't have a solid under sketch on this one. I'm kind of filling it out as I go. Keep looking at the reference picture just so that I'm not too far off track. And I think this one will curl up. It's a little bit shorter distance. I talk a lot about like relational mapping. So I know that the corner of this eye is more or less where the corner of the mouth is. So I just kind of come down and then it's, this is where, just right above that. So this coordinate here, and then right above that is where basically the mouth ends. And then I just kind of connect the dots. So like a lot of time, that's how I draw. I put in dots and then I kind of come back and just connect the dots and stuff. One of these days, I should do like a tutorial on just like how I map out pictures and do compositions and stuff. Sometimes I might use like a grid system, or sometimes I just freehand it. Sometimes I'll use like rulers and so on. This time I'm just kind of freehanding a little bit, but also I have some things in here that kind of are anchor points. So I know where the eyes are. The eyes are going to be anchor points for me. I know where the nose is. I know where the mouth is, and so on. All right, so cool. Happy with that. I'm blowing up my phone here. Happy with that. I'm going to move into laying out some of the muzzle, because like I feel like these are big parts for the dog. I'm gonna like treat this very gingerly just because I'm still a little unsure of where everything is. Like I said, I started with the blob here. It wasn't as clearly defined as like some of my other pieces. So I'll probably be doing like a lot of back and forth on this until I get it ready, or get it to where I need it to be so that I feel comfortable with it. So like you got, well, just kind of coming down. I don't want to go too far over this blue. I want to kind of like leave this blue coming through just because I think it looks cool, like the blue from the watercolor. Jeremy, that's all one done with the Scooby-Doo horror. Yeah, I love that kind of stuff. It's cool. Kinsley is not made for the cold. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Cold sucks. Sammy says, random, but they make many hats for plants. I think your little guy to the left needs a hat and scarf. Yeah, that's a good point. His name is Geppetto, by the way. We gave him a name a while back. Like, we voted as a community what his name should be. So his name is Geppetto. You're right, he does need like a little outfit. I gave him a hat once. Sometimes I dress him up for like holidays. Like, I think I dressed him up sort of like Santa for Christmas one time. It's pretty cool. So, this pastel, it's pretty easy to blend. You just kind of like lay it down and move it around the page. I kind of wanted to kind of like follow this nose area here. So this is definitely a dog that's not familiar to me. So like, I think I'm going to struggle with this guy. We'll see what happens though. Sometimes I think something's going to be a challenge and then it turns out to be easier than I thought. And then other times I think it's going to be easy and it's just not. So like if I go quiet for a minute, it's because I'm lost in thought trying to figure something out. But I feel like feel like this process is pretty forgiving. Um, it lends itself to fixing errors pretty easily because you can just kind of go over something. So like if I don't like, I mean, right now it kind of looks like a bushy mustache. If I don't like that, I can kind of go over it with more layers. Keep it gingerly. Jeremy points on a red wing. All right, neat. So the other thing is they got kind of like this mashed up thing. So somehow I got to get all these like little wrinkles in here and stuff like that. So I think I'm just gonna lay down some really soft. Again, you keep it nice and soft and like and not too dark. And just make it easy to kind of move things around and stuff until you feel comfortable. So I'm not, as you can see, I'm not comfortable with where everything is yet. So I just kind of move things around until I am. I'm a big fan of just making blobs of color and then sorting it all out later, you know. Um, you see painters do this stuff where they just lay down blocks of color and then they kind of figure out details over that. So I'm a huge fan of that. So you keep everything soft, nice and soft. And I am super surprised at how well this watercolor works with pastels. Like they complement each other very well. Sorry if I burp a lot. It's because I ate these gigantic burritos. Um, like they're so cheap. They're like $1.50 each, and I had like two of them. They're gigantic and stuff. So I keep like burping and stuff. I am so sorry. I don't know why I torture you guys with this kind of stuff. Like I go off and eat like a gigantic pizza or something before coming on, and I'm just burping the entire time. I apologize. It's all right though. You guys are used to me by now. A lot of you guys have been here. We should have a party. Like we've been here for like 3 years together, or wait, 2 years now. Some of you guys have been here since the beginning. It's been a while. Geppetto is watching you intensely as you draw. Yeah, he's my co-pilot. You know, I don't know what I'd do without him. Sometimes, so like this is also my work computer. Like I use this computer for other things. Sometimes I talk to him. You know, like we just sit here and chat. I am always chatting to like my dogs and Geppetto and plants and um, yeah, it doesn't have to talk back to me for me to chat with. I'll chat with anything. I'll chat with you guys. I'll chat with you know plants, whatever. You know, I'm down for a chat anytime. I think it's starting to come together. Still doesn't quite look like a French Bulldog. Yeah, I was. So, are you? Let me ask you guys. It's like, are you surprised that this is the most popular dog according to the AKC? I am surprised. There's some other ones that like I would expect to be more popular. No, I'm not like trying to like throw shade on these guys or anything like that. I'm just surprised because you hear more about other dogs than you do these guys. So I'm kind of curious if any of you guys are surprised by that as well. Jeremy talking about chatting there, Bark. Jeremy, talk about chatting there. Bark is so cute. I don't know what that means. I can't parse that sentence. I'm sorry. I don't know what that means. Get some of the edges of this ear in here. Kind of subtle. Again, when doing these things, I don't really want to take too much away from the underlying watercolor painting. So it's kind of like this balance between the two that I have to do. So his forehead looks really big, and I the reason why is because like I have um I have the watercolor extending further than his actual head here. So Let me kind of carve that off so that it doesn't look so weird. I think that that might help a little bit. So just kind of put this line over there a little bit, and then I'll add more to it just so that I know that his forehead isn't that large. Let's get back to it. Don't forget, we need to name this guy. So, like, whenever I'm not doing a portrait for somebody, which this is not, this is just me practicing. We have to name the dog. So, you guys think of a name. Jeremy, you were talking about chatting. French Bulldog puppy bark sounds cute. Oh, okay, all right, cool. Yeah, I have never. I don't think I've ever seen a French Bulldog in person. I don't. Not that I'm aware of, at least. Maybe I ran into one at some point, but I don't think so. These are new dogs to me. They're certainly new to draw. Like I'm not really sure on the shapes here, so like I'm not as confident of these shapes as like I don't know. Like for example, I draw horses a lot, right? So I'm pretty confident in drawing horses. Like they don't always turn out perfect, but I don't worry about it as much as an unfamiliar subject like this. I'm used to like dogs that are long, long in the face and so on. So these like in fact, I had to I had to double check that my reference photo was a French Bulldog so that like that's how little I am familiar with it. They all look like pugs to me. Like just bigger pugs. I love pugs. I need to draw more pugs. Yeah, these guys are super cute. I think I got like dog hairs in my pictures sometimes. So again, I'm using my blending stump as a like a drawing tool. So I'm actually just using the side of this, getting some stuff on my blending stump, and then using my blending stump as a pencil essentially, just to kind of keep things nice and light. It's a great tip I learned when doing charcoal, and it kind of carries over well to the pastel. So you keep everything nice and soft. Um, have I ever drawn a labradoodle? I think so. I think I did one in charcoal at some point. I don't know if it would be in my past videos or not. I'd have to go and look, but that's one I can do. One of these, like, I don't know, on a long enough timeline, like as long as like, I don't get hit by a bus or whatever, I'm gonna end up doing every single dog. Um, that's my goal. I'm gonna stick to it. We'll see how it goes. So one day I will get through. I don't know how many dogs there are. I imagine there's like a lot out in the world. My dog Moose is black Labrador. Oh, that sounds cute. I was thinking about either drawing this or like some sort of like I don't know, wildlife animal like a moose or something like that. I settled on the dog just because I really would like to make it through the entire list of all the dogs out there. So I thought I'd start with this guy because according to the AKC, he's the most popular dog. All right, so I'm gonna cheat and do it this way a little bit just to kind of speed things up. But yeah, so like the idea is that you keep everything nice and soft and light. There goes my burrito. I gotta not eat burritos before I go. I'm so sorry. It's terrible. Yeah, like this is not a professional art show, guys. I'm just first off, I'm self-taught, so it can't be professional. Two, I barely ever even actually go to sell art and stuff, so I'm not like even a professional artist. I'm just having fun here. So you get the warts and all, like you get me burping or whatever. Sorry about that. All right. So you keep it really light until you figure out where everything is, and then you start coming back and adding some definition to things. So he's got a nice little beard going there. I don't know about the shape of this and stuff. I might toy with that a little bit, but I'll tinker with it as I go along. All right. So I'm pretty happy with where everything is here. Um, oh, Jaquez, ja, just Jax. Let me know how you pronounce that, Larry. All right. So I'm pretty happy with that. Let me start working on some detail features, just so that we can kind of start seeing the face in there. I really kind of want to get some of that in there. And then I do feel pretty comfortable with the eyes, where the eyes are going to be. Looking at it doesn't look weird. They look proportional. So I feel it's almost like, if you ever do ink work and you draw something in pencil first and then you come back and ink it afterwards, that's kind of how this goes. The problem is this charcoal is a little reflective, so it's a little hard to see in this light. Get that blended out. Yeah. But no, I got to get out of the house this weekend. I got to go do something. I mean, like I've never really been like a party animal. I guess when I was younger and stuff, I wanted to go places and be where the action is and stuff like that. But I haven't been that way in years. It's just that every now and then, like every now and then you get like a hankering for a burrito, and you just gotta go and eat a burrito, even though you have a live stream and you really shouldn't be eating those burritos. Just gotta do it anyway. That's how I feel about going out this weekend. I gotta go somewhere. I wish there was a gallery hop, but I think I may have to go up to Cincinnati to the art museum up there. I really love that art museum, by the way. You guys should, if you're ever in the area, you should definitely visit the Cincinnati Art Gallery. It's just so cool. It's free. It was like there was an endowment from like some rich person when they passed away that keeps it free. Um, and they got really good art there. Like as far as like portraits go, like they got Sargents. Um, they've got they got Rembrandts. They got everything. They've got a nice collection there. Picasso's. I think I told you guys about my favorite Mark Rothko painting that's there. Abstract expressionism. I don't expect anybody to know what that is, but that's there. It's kind of a weird thing. It's just a field of color, but I like it so much. I like it so much because um, you know, I've been going to that art museum since I was a teenager, and it's always been there. It's kind of an old friend. Like if I had the money, I would buy it from them and keep it in my personal collection. Even though it's just fields of color, like there's not much to it. It's abstract expressionism and stuff. It's kind of a weird art form. I mean, I guess I don't know. It's one of those things where I like to draw things that I can recognize. That is definitely more of it's more of like a feeling or something like a thought or something. It's definitely more conceptual than there's like little to anchor you in on what it is. Like your mind tries to like make sense of it. Like, oh, this field of color, I'm looking at a sky or something like. It's not. It's more like you're looking at a feeling or something like I don't know. I'm not very good at expressing these things. Hopefully, you guys get the idea. If you're interested in abstract expressionism, there is a great podcast like YouTube show called Great Art Explained. I think it's called, and they've got at least one video on Rothko and abstract expressionism. It's pretty good. Definitely better justice than I'm giving it. But I like that one painting. It's not like I like the whole movement, which I don't because it's confusing to me, and I'm not that smart. I feel like you have to be pretty smart to understand it, and I am not. Um, But that one painting, I resonate with it just because I grew up with it. You know, like every time, I mean, right, kids don't do this at home, but I used to skip school and go to the art museum just because it was free. So I lived in the suburbs of Cincinnati, and I would catch the bus downtown and go to the art museum, which I guess is probably a better use of my education than actually being in school at the time, because I don't know, I wasn't learning anything in school. So hey, Edie, how's it going? But yeah, I love that museum. I love the art there. I particularly love that. But now there's better paintings there. There's some really great paintings there. Um, and for some reason, that one stands out. Like I will always remember that one. There's some cool sculptures there too. They've got like Egyptian art that goes back to well, Egyptian times. I don't know, like whenever Egyptians were. I guess they're still Egyptians, right? Um, but yeah, they've got like Egyptian art there. It's just really cool. Like I love that museum. So I'm gonna have to take a trip up there at some point. Maybe not this weekend, but soon. Anyway, he's got a little tongue in here, so I gotta kind of get that in here real quick. So again, you don't have to sweat the details when you're painting with pastels. Your goal is to kind of like block in shapes and stuff that you can work with, right? So like I need a tongue shape in here. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not set in stone on it. I just kind of need that in there so that I can work around it, if that makes sense. Now that that's in there, I can kind of like kind of add some detail here. We've got this little triangle here going on. One of the other things I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go out and draw in public and like record it and then come back and maybe live stream the pre-recorded thing and then just kind of hang out with you guys and chat um, while we both watch that pre-recorded thing. I think that's a good way to like maybe go to like the pub or something and do art. I don't know. I want to do art in public, however that works. We'll see. All right, so this is tough. I need to get. I hate these things on all animals. This is like the worst. So you got to get these like little wrinkles in, especially like on cats. You got like these like little whisker rows or whatever. Here they're proper wrinkles, and you kind of have to freehand them, but they have to kind of look natural as well. So like they're not perfect they're not perfect shapes. You got I don't know. Like I don't. It's tough. It's tough. All right. I will come back over this with some highlights. This isn't done, by the way. All right. And then, like, they kind of have to be symmetrical. So you have to do I think, the same amount on the other side. So, like, mm, oh, sorry. There are some artists in here. I think Kinsley Loves Puppies is an artist. We got Rome Dog in here. Emily was in here earlier. If you guys can go to their channels and support them, that would be awesome. I always forget to do that kind of shout outs. But that's important to me because like when I first got started here on YouTube, people would sometimes give me shout outs and stuff. I'm like, man, that's awesome. So I want to kind of pay that forward. So I'm pretty sure Kinsley does art. um, and I know Emily does art because she does awesome pet portraits as well. And then Rum Dog, you guys know Rum Dog. But yeah, definitely check out their channels. Like if I can't tell you to subscribe to them, but if you want to, obviously that would be awesome. But yeah, I like to support the people who support me. So anybody who is out there who comes on my channel that has like some sort of art show or something like that, and you want to shout out, just let me know. Happy to do it. Sticky art. I don't know how many of you guys know sticky art, but sticky art used to come in here and give me shout outs, and I thought that was cool. Sticky art's a cool guy. Um, there's some artists out there that like I go on their channels and stuff, and I'm like so intimidated by their um, talent. They're just so good and stuff. And I'm like, oh, it'd be so cool if they said my name, like I don't know. At my deep down in my heart, I'm a huge fanboy for art, so it's it's kind of cool to it's kind of cool just to have the community, that like people people are pretty supportive of each other here on YouTube, and not just here on YouTube. But like I've seen the same on Instagram. Instagram seems like I don't know. Maybe I'm just doing it wrong, but it seems like a little more impersonal than YouTube. YouTube, especially like with these live chats and stuff like that, it does seem like you know like people actually get to talk to each other a little bit more. It's a little bit different than like leaving a comment on something. So like if you're doing live streams and stuff, you actually get to talk to people a little bit more. And I think that's kind of cool. So one video so far of my art. I plan to post other art soon. Cool, yeah. I hope you do. I was actually happy that TikTok went away for like a day or two because I was like, I don't know, like I have a TikTok, I have a Instagram. If anybody's interested in those, the links are in my about thing on my channel. So if you guys wanted to go and hang out with me on TikTok, they're basically the same shorts you see here that I post there. But I was like, oh yes, yes, TikTok's gone. I don't have to post there anymore because I'm lazy. I'm a lazy person. Um, and also, I do want to engage with people. So like if somebody left a comment or something on TikTok or something, I would want to reply to that just because like, I don't know. I think it's kind of rude to like not reply to people's comments and stuff. I mean, even just take a moment to acknowledge that you got the comment because like they took the time to post it. The least I can do is take the time to reply. So if somebody posts like a comment or something on TikTok or whatever, even though I don't spend a lot of time on TikTok myself, um, I love live stream chats. Yeah, live stream chats are awesome. Yeah. Um, Even though I don't spend a lot of time on TikTok, I do kind of want to reply to people's comments. It's kind of hard to figure out like what to reply though, like because a lot of times people are just like they're not asking art questions. They're not trying to really get to know you or anything. They're just like, "Bruh, that's so cool, man." And it's like, yeah, how do you reply to that? It's like, hey, thanks, I appreciate it. Like, bruh, that dog just appeared out of nowhere. That's awesome. I'm like, yeah, thanks, I appreciate that. That's cool. But I really don't know how to reply to those type of things. But I do appreciate them. I appreciate all the feedback and stuff because like honestly, I mean, I'm under no illusions. Like if I wasn't here with you guys, I probably wouldn't be here. I might still draw art and stuff, but it would be like once in a blue moon. You guys keep me going. So like, I appreciate all that kind of support from you guys. Comments like you're an artist are hard to reply to. Yeah, so it's like you know what I'm talking about. It's like, yeah, thanks, I appreciate that. You're right. But I do appreciate getting those comments, even though I don't know what to say to them. Like, I still say thank you and all that stuff because like the person took the time out of the day and everything to like actually comment. So the least I can do is kind of engage. I would love to do I see other artists and stuff do these like shows where they interact with the public and stuff at like a booth or whatever. Like I would love to do a Comic Con. That would be so cool. I don't have the kind of art that would go for a Comic Con. Like I'd have to create all new art. But I love going to Comic Cons. I would love to be work a booth at a Comic Con. I would love to be that because the passion for that kind of art is just unreal. Like the people who engage with that kind of art, they are legit fans and they really really support the artists and stuff. So like I don't know if I'm ever going to create that art. I like creating more like, I don't know. I enjoy dogs. You know, I enjoy cats. I enjoy wildlife. I just love animals. So I don't know if I'm ever gonna like create a comic or a graphic novel of any sort. But that's one of those like things where it's like, yeah, that would be cool. You know, we'll see. Never say never. But if I ever did, that's where I would love to be. I would love to be at like a Comic Con or something. Like going to an art show or something. That'd be kind of cool. But it's not really where I'd love to spend my time. All right, so we got a little bit of a face here. That's cool. How we doing on time? We're doing great on time. Um, I think. Never really know how long these things are going to go, but I'm surprised at how consistently they go. I guess maybe like just after an hour and a half, I just get bored and quit. But that seems to be consistently how long it takes to do these things. So I'm pretty happy there. All right. So liking his face. Um, let's get. All right. I don't think I'm gonna move his eyes at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and put in my like little highlight here, just so that we got a little bit of light going up in here. That catching the light. Use this little corner here because it's a little bit sharper. Again, I would love to use my pencils on these fine details, but my pencils aren't soft enough. You need soft pencil or soft pastels to go over the stuff that's already there. Fix that a little bit. So in order to do like opaque work, they really need to be super soft. But hey, like nice eyes. So cool. Happy with that. Um, get some wrinkle expression going up here. So again, that's the kind of stuff I just kind of keep really light. Um, and then because it's pastel, you can really blend this stuff pretty easily. And then yeah, just I don't know how much of this I want to put over the watercolor. I kind of want the watercolor to show through, but I do need to get these wrinkles in there so that he has some concern on his face. Like these dogs always are seem to be super concerned about things. So I'm liking that. Again, don't want it to look too much like a pencil. So kind of blend some of this stuff out. And then, you know, you blend it out and then you can kind of come back with like one or two marks over it and stuff. And that's how you kind of get the illusion of fur. So you're really drawing shapes. You're not drawing fur per se. I mean, kind of, but mostly you're drawing shapes. And some of the shapes are big, some of the shapes are small. But you know, I'm not inventing this stuff. Like any artist, teacher, whatever, will tell you these same things. But you know, you start with big shapes, and then you kind of like move into small shapes. And to me, what I like about, I mean, I wasn't always like this. Like it took me a while to develop these concepts. But what I like about the whole drawing the shapes stuff is really you're drawing shadows. You know, like unless you're doing one of the white pencil on black paper ones that I usually do, where you're actually drawing light. In this case, you're drawing shadows. So shadows aren't lines. Shadows are blobs. They're shapes, just like anything else, you know. So you know, like these shapes around the eyes and stuff like that. That's not by accident. You know, you're just kind of like working with the bumps and stuff that's in the face, and especially in this dog. That's the challenge of this dog, to be honest with you, is there's so many bumps in the face. If I was doing my dog, Bear, very smooth face, like very no wrinkles or anything like that. Guinness kind of has some wrinkles, but he's a black dog, so you don't really see them so much. They're kind of lost in the black fur. But a dog like this, that's a prime feature is like these wrinkles and stuff. So sorry. Burritos got me again. That's terrible. I am so sorry, guys. I gotta say something, and it's like, I'm sorry. All right, new rule: no burritos for Jeremy before a live stream. I will try to do better. I'm sorry. I love burritos, though. I just love Mexican food in general. I had some nachos earlier in the day too, so that's probably not helping. But actually, it's not just the burritos. Like I eat pizza sometimes, and then I do a live stream, and that's a bad mix. So anyway, because I have this little bit shadow here, this little line here and stuff kind of ties that all together. It kind of looks like this fur line, even though I'm not putting in great detail. There's only so much great detail that you can put in, and that's one of the limitations I found with working with pastels. You know, that these aren't all that sharp. So like you can whittle that down to like a really sharp edge, kind of like this bit here. You can do that, but because it's so brittle, it's not going to stay that way anyway. It's going to break when you go to do it. So there is some limitations to the level of detail. Normally it doesn't matter because like from a distance, like you stand a foot back from this dog, you don't see, that everything's kind of blurred in and stuff. It kind of all comes together in in your face. It all comes together in your mind to create this illusion of a dog. So usually it doesn't matter. You don't have to worry about like a great level of detail, but there's a trick that you can do if you were so inclined, which I'm not. I'm not going to bother with it. But you could always come back over this, even though it's pastel, even though it's watercolor, you can still come back over it with colored pencils. Now, the benefit in doing that is you get all the level of detail that you would get with your colored pencils, but you don't have to worry about the big shapes, right? So the big shapes are already covered by the pastel, and you did it quickly. Like, again, I knocked these pictures out in like an hour and a half. So like if I wanted to spend 4 hours doing it, I could put in all that level of detail that other people shoot for that I'm not that concerned with, but other people are. You can do that with by coming back with colored pencils. So at least 3 different layers going on. So like you got the base layer of watercolor, you got this other layer that I put in over it, and then I come back with like an even lighter layer, put in some highlights. And there's no rule to this or anything like that, but I have found that if you deal with 3 layers, at least 3 layers, you end up with realistic looking fur. Now, that's not to say that you have to stop at 3 layers. You can continue going on if you want. You can like have, I don't know, 10, 20 layers if you really want to. But if you've got those 3 layers in there, you're going to have decent looking fur that is pretty convincing. And then, you can kind of just come back and add. It's tough doing short-haired dogs like this, just because like you can't get a lot of detail in. But in some ways, it's actually easier because you're doing more bone structure, shape, and stuff. But in this case, it's wrinkles and stuff. It's almost like drawing robes. Like if you're drawing a wizard or something like that, or like like a female portrait with like a long gown or something like that. There's a lot of folds and stuff. That's kind of what I feel like I'm doing here. Hey, Cooper, how's it going? Have a good one, Emily. Because I can't say it's all good, Jeremy, as long as smell-o-vision isn't a thing. You would just be smelling burritos. It's fine. I think people would enjoy that. No. If you could smell what it smells like here, it smells like dog. My dogs just are the worst when it comes to that. So this is great. So like you've got this like area here is kind of like lost in detail. You come back over it with like a light pastel and stuff, and it automatically makes features for that area. So like okay, here's a good example. Like right here, it's super bland, right? So if I come in with this dog fur pastel, kind of just go over that and create like a little ridge of a highlight. Now you've got some visual interest there that kind of just works together to like really add some dimensional layers to the dog. All right. So anyway, it's not rocket science or anything like that. It's just like, you end up doing these things enough time, you start picking up these like little tricks and stuff. Um, the cool thing is, you do it enough times in different mediums and stuff, and you start noticing that there's similarities between the different ones. So like I can manage a picture in charcoal just as easily as I can manage a picture in pastel. Now, I haven't mastered painting yet. I'm still working on that. So I don't know if I could just do one all in watercolor. That's probably something that I have to build up to. But no, it is kind of cool that like your skill set does kind of flow over into other things. But no, it's a lot of fun. Looks amazing. Thank you, Kinsley. Well, you said it looked amazing like a half hour ago, though, so I don't know if I should trust your opinion, but no, I appreciate it. I'm just joking. It's starting to come together, I think. So some of this stuff I don't really want to touch. Like I like that this edge here is kind of lost to the color, so I'm just going to leave that. I may come back and change it later, but for right now, I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so I'm going to put that down. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to start trying to develop the nose a little bit. So there's some highlights and stuff that kind of come through the nose, and give that some life. So, sorry, I kind of got a little bit quiet there for a minute. The reason why is because whenever I'm thinking about something, I'm like, let's see how that works. All right, I think I can smooth this part out. I want to leave a little bit of texture in there, not smooth that out too much. Just because like dogs' faces are kind of like the noses and stuff are rough. I'm gonna leave that. Thought I had a gray pastel pencil. Oh, I do. It's just over there. Sorry, I don't like really reaching across my paper all that much, but I'm going to have to here and grab this pencil here. Sorry. Nope, that's not it. Grab this one. There you go. Sorry. I don't like doing that. I don't know why I don't like doing that. I just don't like doing it. All right. Getting some texture in here. Go back to this. Master painting or great pieces of work, Latin magnus opus. Nice. Yeah, there's some things that I do better than others. Like well, the reason why I keep doing this style is because I actually like how this style looks. I think it looks really cool. Um, Makes me feel like I'm actually pulling off like a decent picture of a dog, not just doing a dog. I'm doing like, I don't know, a halfway decent, stylistically cool dog. Sometimes I just like to draw too, so I might go back to that at some point. But this is uh this is kind of fun for me for a little bit. I end up doing something, you know, obsessively for a little while, and then I just abandon it. Like I haven't done a coffee painting since probably probably Thanksgiving, actually. Um, I will come back to that. It's just I do kind of get obsessed with other things. For a while there, I thought all I was going to do is coffee paintings, but then how it goes. That's why I don't feel like it'd be kind of tough for me to pick like an art style and just stick with it. I don't feel like I can commit like that. I'm tough to kind of nail down when it comes to like these commitments. When you started, I already loved it, especially since it's a puppy. Oh, nice. I love all the detail you put into it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I love doing puppies. I try to draw other things just to kind of break it up a little bit, so I'm not doing the same thing every time. But I always come back to puppies. Puppies, and I like cats. Cats are fun to draw, and horses. I always draw horses. Like you can ask anybody here. I've done a million different horses just because I love it so much. I live in horse country, so like there's like a bunch of horse farms around me. So I'm exposed to horses like all the time. So yeah, I'm always going to be drawing horses. I think they're majestic creatures, beautiful, and a lot of fun to ride too. Like I don't talk about that much because I don't ride much, but I have ridden horses before, and I really enjoy that a lot. Um, Something about like riding a horse, it just feels like a partnership, you know, like you're kind of like locked in with the animal, and you're like in it together, you know. I like that aspect of it. Hey MJ, how's it going? You want a French or two? Yeah. Oh, MJ, you were here earlier. I don't know why I'm saying hi. Like I always like get excited when people first enter the room, but you've already been here. I like pugs as well. Yeah, so I'm making my way through the list. I don't think I've ever drawn a pug either. I drew like some sort of terrier that looked like a pug, but not quite. I did one of those in charcoal. That turned out pretty good. I need to get a list of all the different dogs out there just so that I get exposed to drawing all of them. Because like I don't know, I like drawing dogs for people, especially people who have dogs that have passed away. That's like a like a thing of mine that I really feel passionate about is like helping people like grieve through art. Um, so like that's the thing I'm always going to do. So the challenge there is that you don't know what kind of dog somebody's going to throw at you. Somebody might have a French Bulldog. They might have like a little Chihuahua. You have no idea. So you kind of have to be good at drawing whatever, and it's fine. You know, the same principles are the same. The same principle is the principles are going to be the same each time. It's just there is some differences to the shapes and stuff, so it does take a little while to feel comfortable doing it, wrapping your mind around it. So you can see like so dark highlights and stuff. It kind of just brings it out. It gives it that three dimensionalness. Now I don't like how bold that is, so I'm gonna kind of like blend that in a little bit. But yeah, that's kind of how you make something three dimensional. Oh, I don't know if I like that. So I'm gonna. By the way, this is sanded paper. I usually mention that if I got to this time. So like I use this product that kind of adds grit to the paper. So because it's sanded, I'm literally sharpening my pencils as I'm laying down stuff. So that's a little tip there. Sharpen your pencils as you're drawing. We don't have time. All right. Sometimes I get focused on one side and I forget about the other. Although I'm pretty happy with the disappearing face on this side. I'm pretty happy with that. So I think I am just going to focus on this side so much. I think that's a good strategy. What about movies? Anybody got any movies out that they want to see or have been watching? Or I wanted to go see Nosferatu, but it's not playing at the theater that I usually go to now. I think it was like a short-lived thing. So I kind of have to abandon that. The next step on my list is probably Captain America, but that's not until February. Not everybody's into like Marvel stuff, but I'm a Marvel super fan. You want to see the live action Lilo and Stitch? I didn't even know they were making a live action Lilo and Stitch. That's cool. Thanks, Rum Dog. I have that same passion I got from you. Did Seven Fallen Angels this year. Nice. That's cool, man. That's awesome. I love it when people, tell me, "Hey, I watched this show and I was inspired to do something." That really gets me in the feels. Yeah, I didn't know that they were making a live action Lilo and Stitch. That's pretty cool. I mean, it's Disney, so I don't know why I'm surprised by that. I was surprised when they made like a live action Lion King. I didn't think that that was the thing that they could do, but they pulled that off. Well, kind of pulled that off. There's this uncanny valley there. All right, reaching across the paper again. Sorry. Every now and then I forget to grab a pencil. I want a little bit of highlight up here. But live action Lilo and Stitch. It's cool. Yeah, this guy's cute. All right, so I don't like this. So I'm going to focus on fixing that a little bit, and then I'll come back to some of this face here. I don't know why that's bothering me, but this ear not having a clear definition to it does. So I'm gonna quickly put in an edge here and bring that up. So this is again one of the things I love about um, pastels is you can quickly put in these things, and as long as you blend them out and stuff, they don't look so rough. I mean, they look rough when you first put them in, but they'll come out. Ton of live actions are coming out this year. I believe it. Um, Trying to think. Is Fantastic Four coming out this year, or is that next year? I can't remember. I think that comes out this year, like this summer, maybe. I can't think as far as the summer goes. That's too far ahead. Yeah. Um, I'm looking forward to Fantastic Four. I know that Fantastic Four hasn't done very well in the past under different studios and stuff, but I think Marvel's going to do a good job with it. I don't know about the guy they cast with Reed Richards, Pedro Pascal. He's in too many things. I feel like they use him too much for you to really get into the idea of him being Reed Richards. Like he's literally like he plays the Mandalorian. He's in everything. But I'll watch it. Disney's gotten like a lot of flack in recent years, probably deservedly for some of the movies they put out and stuff, but in my mind they can do no wrong. I'm a huge Marvel fan. I'm just happy that they make them. Get some pug ear definition in there. Oh, not pug, sorry. That's the looks like a pug. They've got ears. So same deal. You gotta make these things super soft. Live action Snow White. Yeah, that is coming out. Labradoodle Moose is staring at me. Now I gotta see what a Labradoodle Moose is. I'm gonna have to look that up later. I know what a Labradoodle is. I've never heard of a Labradoodle Moose before. Yeah, I heard about the live action Snow White. I think that'd be kind of cool. It's not they've done live action Snow White before though. Like I don't feel like that's new. I mean, maybe it's the first time Disney's done it, but other people have done similar things to it. Plus, it's just not a new enough story for me to like. I don't know. I've seen the original Snow White like a million times. I don't know if I need to see that one. We'll see though. I do like things that Disney puts out though. Like I mean, they've been getting like a lot of like crap, but what's the connection with Captain America and Doctor Doom? That's a great question. So the connection, you mean like it, with the movie that they're doing, or just in general? Because like they are doing a Doctor Doom movie. I don't know if you've heard that. They're doing Doomsday. I think that comes out next year or maybe the year after. And then that's supposed to lead into like Secret Wars, which is something I'm super looking forward to. I know it's like really nerdy and like a lot of people aren't gonna like know what it is or anything like that, but Secret Wars is a huge thing in the comics where, you know, like they've been doing all these multiversal things. That's where like the multiverse basically collapses, and then you end up with a world where everybody kind of like dukes it out. So I'm looking forward to that. I think it's going to be cool. Um, Doctor Doom plays a big, huge role in that story, so I understand why they're doing Doctor Doom. I'm a little confused why they're having Robert Downey Jr. be Doctor Doom. That's not a choice I would have made. I like Robert Downey Jr. I think he did an amazing Iron Man, but I think he should have stayed Iron Man. I don't know how they're going to do Doctor Doom with Robert Downey Jr. I think that's going to be kind of weird. But then again, it is Robert Downey Jr., and that guy's just amazing, so I'm sure they'll pull it off. As far as Captain America goes, so they did announce that Chris Evans is coming back, probably for Secret Wars. I don't know. I think they said that's not as the Steve Rogers from our universe, but maybe a Steve Rogers from another universe. Maybe he's playing a completely different character like Robert Downey Jr. is. I have no idea. Um, I'm kind of on the fence with that. I think it's kind of cool that some of these people are coming back, but then also it's like, I don't know, a little bit of fan service. I would rather see some new stuff. Like if you're gonna have Captain America, bring back the original Captain America, or just like not bring him back. Like I don't. It was kind of cool. Like spoiler alert, but he was in. Chris Evans also played a role in Deadpool, the most recent Deadpool, and it was kind of nice to see him in there. I thought that that worked and everything, but also it's like I don't. I get a little nervous when that's all that they rely on. Like they rely on cameos and stuff to like have a movie work. I'm not saying that they did that for Deadpool. I feel like Deadpool was kind of like blurring that line. But if it's all cameos, if it's all just nostalgia, um, it's not my thing. Like I can see how audiences love it, but that's just not my thing. I had a whole set of Secret War when I was a kid. Oh, cool, man. That's neat. Yeah, honestly, I didn't even know what Secret Wars was when I was a kid. I became like I had comics and stuff, but they were mostly X-Men and GI Joes and stuff. I didn't know too much about like the Avengers and stuff like that. I got into that just because of the popularity of the movies, but now I'm a big nerd about it, and I know basically all those stories. They're all on YouTube. Like if you ever just want to like listen to the stories, sometimes so people like kind of give you the gist of it. So I watch and listen to things like that. So a lot of this, yeah. As an adult, I kind of learned more about comics than I ever did as a kid. It's funny. All right, so I think these ears are looking a little bit more normal, so that's good. I'm gonna put like a little bit of smudge in here, kind of blend that out a little bit. Ears can be super soft because they really are. That's what I love about my dogs. I like to do the little ear things with them and stuff, just because they're like velvety. First appearance of Spider-Man's black suit in that series. Yeah, so okay, that's in Secret Wars. That's cool. Yeah, his I guess it ultimately became the Venom suit. I think that they might be covering something like that in the movie. I don't know. I think he's supposed to get his black suit um, temporarily. It's tough because like there's been so much stuff out there that I don't know where they're going with these movies and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm a super fan. I will watch whatever Marvel puts out. But I do get a little nervous. Like I know so as a super fan, I will watch whatever they put out. I will not judge it. I'll judge it. I judge everything. Um, I'll not judge it harshly, and I will be the first to say whether like, you should go and see it or you should not see it, but I will always see them. That said, I kind of am invested in them doing well also, just because, like, you know, if they don't do well, then they stop making them, and that kind of sucks. Like, if people stop watching them, then I don't get to see them. I'll watch whatever they put out and I will love it. But if other people aren't, then I don't get what I want. So that's why I'm kind of invested in them doing well. And one of my concerns is that like I don't know, comic books are kind of weird, you know, like some of the stories and stuff, especially the ones that take place in the cosmic realm and stuff like that. I don't see those resonating with audiences, so I get a little nervous when they run out of material. But we'll see. I think they're kind of in a step in the right direction with some of the changes and decisions they've made recently, but I don't really know. I don't expect Captain America to do very well. I don't think like a lot of people are super excited to go and see it. I'm going to go and see it. I think it's going to be great. I love I love that they cast Harrison Ford as the guy who Thunderbolt Ross, I guess, and he's going to be playing the Red Hulk. I think that's going to be cool, but I also don't expect it to do very well in the theaters, so we'll see. How are we doing on time? We're doing great. All right, so I'm pretty happy with that ear. That's cool. We move on to the other one and add just a little bit. And then I will move down here and kind of like decide where to go from there. So this is, it's kind of tough with the lighting in here, but this is kind of like a pinkish purple. I don't mind adding this to the ears just because, you know, that's what color these ears actually are. But also I've already introduced some purple and stuff, so it kind of brings the picture together. I like doing things like that. I appreciate you guys hanging out and hearing, giving me somebody to talk to. Always fun. You guys are cool. You guys are cool. I don't deserve you guys. Wish I was as cool as all of you. Yep, I'm just a big old nerd who watches too many comic book movies and draws pictures of dogs. That's okay though. Some of these pictures look pretty good. I would actually like to draw comic book stories. That would be so much fun. I do fan drawings every now and then and stuff. I think it would be kind of cool if I could do fan drawings like in this style. It'd be kind of cool, like a Captain America in this style. That I think that would look neat. Maybe I'll do that sometime. Cool. All right, so that looks enough like an ear to me that I'm pretty happy with it. I want to fix the shape over here a little bit. The black one. I end up holding like a lot of different pencils in my hand at one time. There you go. Yeah, I think that looks better. Let's get kind of a bit of shape in here so it's not all just flat. I guess same deal over here. I'm so glad Rome introduced me to your channel. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know he introduced. Yeah, Rome is on it as far as like hanging out with other artists and stuff. Like, um, I get like notifications in my feed of new artists and stuff like that that I have never heard of. Like that's how I ended up finding a lot of you guys and stuff. And then I pop in there and Rome's already in there. It's kind of weird, but that's cool. Yeah, I appreciate that, Kinsley. That's cool. Yeah, like I said, I mean the art community here on YouTube is pretty awesome. You know, everybody kind of like supports each other and stuff. I like that kind of aspect of it. Like little highlights in here. All right, so those are cool enough, but I kind of want to get some blue in there as well, just kind of as an accent. like to spread color around, you know? So like I've got blue here. I like to introduce blue in other areas. So like I'm just gonna have a little bit of blue there on that tip. All right, so I'm happy with that. I do need to get back into this little furball's face so that I can finish that up. I'm trying to look around. I think the eyes are passable. Let me get some light marks in here. But yeah, hopefully everybody's gonna have like a cool weekend this weekend. I hope that, you know, if it's cold where you're at, kind of lightens up a little bit, gives you a break. That's what I'm hoping for. Like it has been bitter cold around here. I know the 40s not warm, but it's supposed to get up to the 40s, and that's at least a little bit of a reprieve. So I am looking forward to that. Let's see. I just think it's going to be a good weekend. All right, so he's got, I'm going to call them like slobber marks or whatever. They're not really slobber marks, but the whites of the dog's mouth and stuff, they're just like slobber holders. I don't know what they're called. But I like those. Those are great for adding some visual interest as well. So you got this mouth. It's kind of like just basically flat until you add these like little marks. So these little marks represent, you know, the lips. They represent the texture in this mouth area. So just adding just a little bit goes a long ways to creating, you know, it's getting it to where it's not so flat. Jeremy, I love Frenchie. Is that what we're calling him, or are we calling him Frenchie? I think Larry had like a suggestion earlier. I know I'm cool with Frenchie. Frenchie's good. Frenchie's just a cool name anyway. I think there's a Frenchie on The Voice. It's negative 25 there. That's ridiculous. 12 degrees. That's ridiculous. It's all too cold. No. I mean, it got down pretty cold here too. Like I think it got down to probably -3 at one point. I don't know. I didn't go outside. I have been stuck in the house, except for like going to like the store or something like that. I've been stuck in the house for like weeks, and I'm getting sick of it. Cabin fever. It's not good. I think this time last year I was out, you know, I think I was doing my coffee paintings on the bottle of those bourbon bottles this time last year. Or maybe that was February. I don't know. I wasn't stuck in my house. Cool. Pretty happy with that. Um, you know, I was gonna use a different color. I want to use blue here for some reason. Yeah, that's nice. Blue goes really well with black. I don't know why, but just get some little texture bits in here. Texture bits. Hopefully you don't grade me on my my use of like terminology here, because texture bits is probably not the correct term, but that's what I'm going with. I'm going to get these little texture bits in here. Hey Diane, how's it going? I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I mean, I don't know if they're like amazing, but I am pretty happy with them. As a self-taught artist, I'm happy with my progress. I do think that I'm getting a little bit better at doing things. So I appreciate the feedback from you guys. Um, you know, I reserve the right to continue to do bad work. So hopefully you guys forgive me when I do, because like I don't know, sometimes something in my mind doesn't really turn out as well as I think it would be. This one I'm pretty happy with, but it's not always perfect. But I do appreciate it. Thank you. How are we doing on time? Yeah, we're getting kind of close to wrapping this up, I think. I think get a few more details in here, and then we can probably call it. But no, you guys are awesome. I appreciate the feedback. Glad that you guys like this stuff that I've been doing. I mean, at this point, it's just like little details. The problem is that, you know, I do kind of set myself a limit of how much time. I could probably easily spend another 3, 4 hours on this and get like a lot more detail in there. But I'm not going to put you guys through all that. And I don't really have the time to do it anyway. Let's see. Man, I hate the cold, but I look at what happens if you move to Florida or Texas to escape it. You still get snow. That's crazy, right? Like people literally moved to Florida to get away from snow, and now look at them. That sucks. Kid says, Jeremy's still waiting for Papa Parnell to come in and draw with us. Yeah, like he's asking about that tonight, and I will get on that. I will, because what I want to do with him is he's left-handed and I'm right-handed, so it'd be kind of cool if I'm drawing with my right hand and he's drawing with his left. I don't know what kind of art we would do. Like he hasn't drawn pictures in like years and stuff, so he's a little rusty. So you guys are gonna have to be nice to him. Um, but yeah, uh, expect that soon. I don't know exactly when. The problem is that like I have to get things set up for doing that sort of like stream where we're both like able to do it in the same place. There's not enough like room here really. But yeah, expect that soon. Sorry, I haven't done that yet. Um, Edie's taken off. Got to go. All right, cool. Yeah, I'm probably gonna wrap this up here in a few minutes anyway, so you're not gonna miss much. I appreciate you. Appreciate you stopping by. I hope you enjoy your weekend. I think we're about done here. Um, Looking at the original. Yeah, there are some parts. Maybe I'll pull out my colored pencils and try to get some fur like around the eyes and stuff like that. Because there are some like little details that maybe some colored pencils might help with. That's the problem. Again, you there is like a limit to the kind of details that you can get with pastel pencils. I mean, not really. Like it's functionally enough, like you really have to like stand at a distance or like get really super close to it to like not be able to see enough detail where it's convincing. But anyway, I think I'm pretty happy with this. Let's see down here. Actually, yeah. Let me get kind of a harder edge down here so that it's not just like a disembodied floating head. All right, so give me about like 5 more minutes on this guy. Sorry. Um, I want to make sure that like I was just looking at it. I'm like this guy's not perfect. Like I'm not shooting for perfection, but there. So one of the flaws is that it did kind of look like a disembodied floating head. So I can fix that. I can add a little bit more detail down here. Kind of smudge it out. I don't want to take away from the watercolor that's there. I just kind of want to smudge all of this in. And then I can kind of come back over that with some fur, or the impression of fur. Yeah, now he doesn't look so much like he's like floating. He looks like he's part of this under picture down here, which is cool. And then, because I have these other colors here, I can kind of get a little bit creative with the color a little bit. Get some more purple in there, and then I was confused why I hadn't been getting notifications for you when your stream start, but I forgot to turn on notifications. Yeah, sorry about that. Honestly, I don't know how YouTube works. Like, you could have had your notifications on and not getting them, and I wouldn't know why. It's all crazy to me. Some fur marks in there. I might tinker with this a little bit more off camera, but I think that's pretty good for now. Let me get a little bit of fur line through here. Again, I don't want it to look like he's just floating there, you know. I want it to look cohesive. He's an adorable dog. Look at this dog. He's adorable. Sorry, every now and then I look at my work and I'm like, man, that's actually kind of cool, you know? Sorry. That's a bit much. But no, he's adorable. I like Frenchie. Frenchie looks cute. Let's see. Yeah, I think Frenchie's in a good spot. I have to compare him to the other ones I did. So one of the challenges here is not to just create a cute dog picture. I also want to like get good at the style. So I have to come back and look at this compared to my other pictures that I've done in the similar style and see if I'm pretty happy with it. I don't have any of them just kind of hanging around here, so I'll have to do that later. But anyway, I think I'm about done for tonight. Again, there might be like little details I'll do like off camera. Sometimes I do that. But I think for the most part, yeah, I'm pretty happy with this guy. I don't know. There's always like little things that bother me about it later. Hold on, let me get. Yeah, little things that bother me. But that's how it goes, you know. I'm never 100% happy with anything I do. It looks like a dog to me. All right, cool. Yeah. Eh, time I think I'm done. Tinker with it just a little bit more. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. Sorry. Almost done. Not quite. I did want to kind of grab. I wasn't happy enough with this. He's got such a cute tongue. I really wanted to emphasize it. I want to leave that just floating, you know. Neat. All right, that's good enough. I'm going to call this done. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me on a Thursday. Hopefully you guys like Frenchie. Again, I might tinker with it a little bit off camera, but for the most part, I'm pretty happy with it. You got the gist of the face in there. I think it kind of matches my other pictures that I've done enough to where I'm pretty pleased with that part of the process. So if I do anything, it'll be like just little tiny, like little tweaks and stuff here and there, probably with the colored pencil just to kind of get more detail in there. But yeah, like I kind of feel like I need to get more of a crease through here, but I'll do all that off camera. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with me on a Thursday night. You guys have been awesome as usual. You guys always have the best things to talk about. I kind of want to talk about aliens tonight, but I didn't get to it. They were releasing all those secret government documents. I'm like, where's the alien ones? But maybe we'll save that for next time. But yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I hope you guys have a great weekend. But yeah, thanks. Thanks everybody. Like I said, you guys are the best. It is my honor to hang out with you guys. So I will see you guys on Tuesday. So have a good one. Bye. Thank you.